Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie, and in today's video I'm going to be using a dip from the Stranger Things inspired collection from Sun and Moon Dips. This released in June, which was 4 colors. The one color I'm going to be using is Hellfire Club because it really caught my eye and I was dying to use this because I just think it is so pretty and so unique. It's not my typical summer mani, but look at this. So it's got red foils in it. It's got a fine gold glitter. It's got white hex glitters and black hex glitters, and it's also got diamond shaped glitters that some are white, some are black, and I just thought it was so fun that I was dying to use it. And I'm going to do some color blocking and some nail art with this. I'm going to pair it with an older color. This is a shimmer called Luna, and just look at the beautiful shimmer in this. So it's a gray with the shimmer. I believe it is chromable, which was tempting to do. And of course, I'll be using my double dipped dip liquids for this mani because I grab for them often, as you may have noticed. I'll leave all the products I use in today's video down below in the description, along with any affiliate codes and discount codes in case you want to do a little shopping, because who doesn't love nail mail? But let's get into this mani. So I'm going to be starting with Luna, which is the gray with silver shimmer. And because it's a small sample jar, it's harder to kind of handle. So I just like to dump it into my Dipp'd Chaos, and that way I don't have to worry about the small jar. So I'll just dip my finger into my Dipp'd Chaos. So I'm going to be doing Luna on my index finger and pinky, and this is going to be my normal dipping process. So I'm going to be doing 2 dips of this, but you'll see in one dip it is full coverage. I actually don't need that second dip, but because I want to wear it at least for a couple days, I want a little more thickness to the dip, which is why I do 2 dips. But really, I had full coverage in one dip, which was incredible. I definitely have to try Luna again and chrome it just because it is so beautiful, and I bet it will be gorgeous chromed. Sun and Moon Dips has some of my favorite shimmers. They're always super easy to use and they're always so gorgeous. Along with the Stranger Things collection, there was also the June Coven combo, which was Stranger Things inspired as well. So it had the one color, which was heart eyes, and then you got to pick your second dip for the combo. It was either Team Steve or Team Jonathan. I'll leave the link above in the cards of my video using that Coven combo in case you're curious about the team that I was on, because I did specifically pick one of them. But, and I will say, in that video, I kind of talked about how I hadn't watched the latest season because I was waiting for my husband to watch it with me, and he just was never in the mood to watch it, and I was kind of dying to see it. So as an update to that, most of you urged me to go ahead and watch it, so I did, and I was so happy with that season, and I can't believe I waited so long to watch it, but it was so good. So yeah, I caved, and you all are my bad influences because I was waiting, but I decided, because everyone said to go ahead and watch it without my husband, I went ahead and did it. I'm going to do some color blocking on my middle finger using some tape, but I do have a layer of peel base on my nails, and I want to be able to protect that because if I peeled off the tape for my color blocking without protecting my peel base, I would take up the peel base and then my mani would be impossible to remove. So I'm going to apply a layer of clear dip before I go in with my Hellfire Club dip, just to protect my peel base. Now you don't have to do a layer of clear. You could also just do a layer of dip base and let that dry and then do your dips, or you could use even gel base, cure that for 30 seconds, wipe off the tacky layer, and then go in with your dip. But I decided for this mani that I'm going to use a layer of clear. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and do my ring finger and thumb, and I'm going to be using Hellfire Club, and it's going to be a full dip of that. So this is going to be my normal chunky glitter process. I'll actually leave up above in the cards my process for using chunky glitters in case you want to check out that video. But you know, this is chunky glitters plus foils, but it's still going to be the same process. Now that my clear is completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and scrub off the excess powder using a stiff scrub brush. And what I learned through a lot of trial and error when I first started color blocking is that my tape will not stick to unactivated nails if I'm using clear dip powder. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this nail, and that actually makes the surface smooth, and I think that's what helps the tape adhere to my nail, because you definitely want it to stick because you don't want dip base to seep in underneath your tape. So I went ahead and dumped the rest of my jar of Hellfire Club into my Dipp'd Chaos so I can lay my finger into the glitter so I can pick up more of the foils and the chunky pieces. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my ring finger and thumb, their second layer, and I don't immediately go in with my color block on my middle finger because I want to give that activator plenty of time to dry. So if you worked with dip top coat before, you know that if your activator is not completely dry, if there's excess activator that gets on your brush, it'll harden your brush and possibly contaminate your bottle, and I don't want to risk that with my dip base. So I want to give it plenty of time to dry before I go in with my color blocking. So now let's get into the color blocking, and I'm going to be using these stickers that I believe I got off of Amazon. If I can find the link, I'll link them down below in the description because these are really excellent for color blocking, and there's all different like shapes and sizes that come in this pack of stickers that I got. So I'm going to apply it to, I think, around the center of my nail. I always try to get it as center as possible, but it always seems to be off, and I think it's because my middle finger isn't the straightest in the world, but I get it as close to center as possible. And then once I've got that positioned, I'm going to press down to make sure it's fully adhered to my nail, because I don't want dip base to seep underneath, because I want my dip to just be around that sticker and leave the center clear. So I'm going to apply my dip base, and it's okay if you get a little bit of that dip base on the sticker, but you don't want to cover it completely because you want to be able to easily peel it up without taking off your dip. So I'm going to apply it to each side of the tape and then lay my finger into the dip to pick up some of the glitters and the foils. After my second dip, while my dip base is a little bit wet, I'm going to very carefully peel away the tape that I have down the center of my nail. Now, you don't want to rip it off really quickly because you could take off dip with it, so you want to be really careful with that. And I would recommend after your second dip, even if you do more layers, to remove it, because the more layers you do, the more likely your tape or sticker or whatever you use is going to stick. So I just cleaned up the line a little bit for any foils or glitters that may have overlapped into the clear, but it didn't require that much at all. If it's a little uneven, you can also take a very thin file and just kind of gently file to make your color block lines a little more even. So now that I've got the 2 layers down, I do want to do a design in the center of the nail where I've got that clear part. So I'm going to pick off some of the diamond glitters, and I really want to place some diamond glitters down the center. I'm just going to pre-pick my diamond glitters and put them into the lid, and that way I can easily grab them while my dip base is wet rather than having to fish through the dip powder in order to find those diamond glitters. And that'll make it go a little bit quicker and make it a little bit easier for you. Now that my glitters are ready, I'm going to take my dip base and apply that down the center of my nail where there's a clear part. So I'm going to use the narrowest part of the brush in order to just get it down the center. And then it's going to be just normal glitter placement. So I'm going to dip my cuticle cleanup tool in the wet dip base, and then I'm going to pick up one of the glitters and place it on the center of my nail. So I decided to do kind of alternating, like a black diamond, then a white diamond. And I'm just going to go down the center of my nail, placing those diamond glitters. I don't want it too cluttered. I just want to do one diamond and, one underneath each other, kind of in a stacking kind of pattern. If your dip base dries a little too quickly on you, you can go ahead and apply a little more dip base to finish up. Now, I will note that with my double dipped dip base, I usually don't have any issues with dry time. I have plenty of time to do my ombres and glitter placement. But if you remember, for my first layer of clear, which is what I'm applying these glitters on top of, I activated it. An activator will make your liquid, your dip base, dip top coat dry quicker. So that's why it dried a little bit quicker, because I didn't have anything protecting. So it's not the fault of the dip base on the quicker dry time. It's because I had that layer of activator on. You want to check your hand at all angles, because when my hand was laying flat on my Steady Chaos, it looked even and centered. But when I put my hand up to the angle it is now, I realized the diamonds were not centered. So I'm going to take the tweezers, and it was a little bit dry, but I was able to pry up the diamonds and kind of re-center them. So luckily they came back up. I was a little worried, but I thought they were a little off centered. So I would just want to go ahead and adjust them before I continue on. I went ahead and finished off camera by capping and clear, activating and filing and buffing, and now I want to apply some striping stickers to each side of the color block. Just in case my line is a little bit off, I find that the striping stickers, striping tape, are really great for color blocking. So this sheet of stickers I actually got from iGel Beauty. I always stock up on them because they are my favorite. They are so easy to use. I never want to use striping tape because it is such a pain in the butt, but these stickers are so easy to use. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece of it and apply it to either side of the color block. Before I go into my dip top coat process, I want to protect the striping sticker, so I'm going to use my smudge-free top coat from 𝘮𝘰𝘳𝘐 to apply that, let it dry before I go in with my activator. Because I find that dip base activator, they will all strip the color from my striping stickers, and I don't want that to happen because I like the black in the striping stickers to match the 𝘮𝘰𝘳. So this smudge-free top coat, it's really quick drying. I'd say 5 minutes tops, if that, and then it's dry. And then I can go in with my final layer of activator, wait 2 minutes, and then go in with my dip top coat. I did my middle finger last just to give my top coat a little extra time to dry, and I don't want to drag the brush across it, so I'm just taking a little excess activator and I'm kind of floating it across the top coat so I don't disrupt it. So I waited my 2 minutes, and now we're going to get into my dip top coat. So for the first layer of top coat, I'm going to do 2 to 3 really quick swipes on each nail, wiping my brush on a lint-free wipe in between the nail. And same thing, I'm going to leave my middle finger to last because that's the last one I activated, so I want to give it a little extra time to dry. Once I'm done with my 5th nail, then my first layer will be dry of my top coat, and then I can go in with my 2nd layer, and that's when I can take my time, make sure I'm covering my entire nail and making sure as well to cap my free edge. As always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles. And did you know Sun and Moon Dips now sells cuticle oil? They call theirs Magick oil, and this is in the scent Divine Feminine. And it's very nostalgic for me. It kind of reminds me of like incense when I used to burn it all the time in high school. And it just brings me back. It's just a very soothing scent that I love so much. And here we are with the finished look. What do you think? I absolutely love Hellfire Club. I think it is such a unique glitter, and I had so much fun with it, doing a little bit of nail art with some color blocking just to make it a little different, you know? And I don't know what it is, something about this, I think it's kind of like the black and the red. It gives me Alice in Wonderland Queen of Heart vibes. I mean, I know they're diamonds and they're not hearts, but I think just like the whole like color and everything, it just reminds me of that. And if you didn't know, Alice in Wonderland is one of my absolute favorite Disney movies. My other one is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's kind of toss up between those, but my absolute favorite. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this. And it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.